Dear viewers, welcome back to the greatest Sufis. Before the break, we discussed that during the lifetime of Imam Shafi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he gave a very beautiful answer to this question. What is the difference between Shariat and Tariqat? In fact, a very beautiful incident took place. What was this incident? Imam Muhammad Shafi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he was the great founder of the Shafi school of thought. Once a lady came to him and she asked a question to him. And the question was, "Oh Imam, I would like to ask you, in my house, I have some arrangements for the lights. I am a lady whose source of income is that I stitch clothes for people. I see you and I stitch clothes. This is my source of income. So I have some arrangements for the lights. But sometimes in the night, I have to keep working. Sometimes this arrangement of mine, the oil for that light, it finishes and the light extinguishes. So coincidentally, next to my house is the palace of the ruler, of the Khalifa, of the king. What happens is that this palace has many lights, even outside for security purposes. This light, which is arranged, which has come from the palace of the ruler, shines also in the back garden of my house. And when in the night, my light arrangements are finished, my oil is finished, and my light is finished, what I want to do sometimes is, I want to go out in the back garden. And in the back garden, there is still light, even though it is dark, because the palace of the ruler, the palace has lights, and the light of the palace reflects in my back garden. And because of that light, my back garden it's like daylight. And I am able to stitch and sew those clothes. So my question to you is, O Imam Shafi, that this amal, this act of mine, when my own light arrangements are finished, if I go to the back garden of my house, and there I sew and stitch these clothes in the light which comes from the palace of the ruler, my question is, will that income which will be generated through those clothes which I will stitch at that time, at that moment, will that be halal or will that be haram? Will that be halal or will it be haram? And when I am there in the middle of the night and the light shines from the palace, in that light which is not arranged by myself, neither am I stealing that light, but can I use this light? And will that income of mine, if I work under that light, will that be halal or haram? Imam Shafi rahmatullahi ta'ala alayhi, he's so shocked when he was asked this question. He said to this lady, "Oh lady, before I answer you, first of all tell me who are you? First of all, tell me who are you, because I want to know who are you asking me this question. This is a strange question. Normally people would not be bothered about this. It's not my fault if the light is coming from the palace. I didn't steal from it, so if it is coming, it is like this, my viewers. Nowadays, people have Wi-Fi internet. If one of your neighbors has open Wi-Fi, there is no key, there is no code to that. He didn't lock it with any password. And you think, well, it's not my fault if the Wi-Fi is free and he didn't lock it, my neighbor, so I can still go on it. Then is it halal or is it haram? It's the same kind of a question which this lady asked him. So Imam Shafi said, "Who are you?" She said, "I am the sister of Bishr al-Hafi." Imam Shafi, when he heard this, he started weeping and shedding tears and crying. He said, "You are the sister of a Sufi. You are from the family of Sufi, from the family of Ahlullah. And the Ahlullah are those who follow tariqat, not just shariat. They follow tariqat. And they don't just follow shariat, they follow shariat, but they also follow tariqat. And what is the shariat and tariqat? Shariat is whatever Allah has made haram, whatever Allah has made farad on you. You do what Allah has commanded you to do. But tariqat is, you go and you do extra worshipping. Whatever Allah has made prohibited you abstain from it. But those things which you think are not right, you also abstain from those things. This is tariqat. Tariqat is very difficult. Shariat, to follow shariat, this is Allah's commandment, this is the order. You have to follow the shariat. There is nothing special in that. if you follow the Shariat, because you are just merely fulfilling the duties and your responsibility towards your Creator. But tariqat is something else. Tariqat is that you love Almighty Allah so much that you abstain from those things which you think are doubtful. You are in doubt whether this light is right, or whether the means of income from this light are halal or haram. Tariqat is this, that since you are not arranging this light, it has come from the palace of the ruler, this will not be allowed for you. So according to tariqat, this is not allowed. Yes, according to Shariat, it might be allowed. It is allowed. So this is the difference between Shariat and tariqat. The Shaykh we are discussing today, Sayyid Murad Shah Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Alayhi, he asked his mother, can I go and can I practice tariqat? I would like to practice tariqat. He already was fulfilling the commandments of Sharia, of Islamic law. But now he wanted to do something extraordinary. He wanted to do extra ibadah. And this is what he was asking his mother, and his mother permitted him. And he traveled around the world, Sayyid Murad Shah, to find a spiritual guide who would guide him on the path of tariqah. My dear viewers, we are going to now watch the documentary of the shrine of Sayyid Murad Shah Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Alayhi, Al-Ma'ruf Sheikh Abul Khair Lakh Hazari Rahmatullahi Alayhi. And inshallah, after this documentary, we will continue with the teachings of Sheikh Abul Khair Lakh Hazari Rahmatullahi Ta'ala Alayhi.
साफ अंदर थी कोठी हो गया उसका मुख एक जोत है उसका गल मुकदी एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी हर नुक्ता छोड़ हिसाबां हर नुक्ता छोड़ हिसाबां हर नुक्ता छोड़ हिसाबां एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी 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 लख करोड़ नमाज पढ़ी वे मुल्ला ऐवें यार मिलन दस्तूर नहीं जैसी दिल साजत न करिया जैसी दिल साजत न करी देश ये सजदा तेरा मंजूर नहीं, चागैर कनू दिल दूर करी, पिछ यार मिलन कुछ दूर नहीं। आखे गुलाम फरीदा ओ दिल के ही जह दिल विच अरबी ढोल दा नूर नहीं वो म्या। हड़ नुक्ता छोड़ हिसाबानू छड़ दोज़ख गोर अज़ाबानू, हड़ नुक्ता छोड़ अज़ाबानू छड़ दोज़ख गोर अज़ाबानू। कर बंदुक फर्दियां बाबानू, कर बंदुक फर्दियां बाबानू, कर बंदुक फर्दियां बाबानू, कर साफ दिले दियां खाबानू। कल ऐसे घर विच ढुक दिए, गल ऐसे घर विच ढुक दिए, एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी है, 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 एक नुक्ते विच गल मुकदी है। दर्दा कर दे कांखे में तंबू क्यों सड़दे हो, जे कर मन दे बैयत रसूली का पानी क्यों बंद कर दे हो। पर सादिक दीन तन्हा दे बाहू जो सिर कुर्बानी कर दे हो। जमीन घिसाई दा पालता मेहराब दिखाई दा, एवें मथा जमीन घिसाई दा पालता मेहराब दिखाई दा। पढ़ कलमा लोक हसाई दा, पढ़ कलमा लोक हसाई दा, पढ़ कलमा लोक हसाई दा, दिल अंदर समझ न लाई दा, कदी सच्ची बात भी लुकदी।
Dear viewers, Sheikh Abul Khair Lakh Hazari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh traveled to Yemen, as I mentioned before. In Yemen he met a very wise old person who was from the Ahlullah, who was from the friends of Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and in whose sohbah, in whose company Sheikh Abul Khair Lakh Hazari rahmatullahi alayh stayed for a few months. After the completion of some certain requirements, this person, this wise person from the Ahlullah, from the friends of Almighty Allah, called him and he said to him, "O Murad," since the real name of Sheikh Abul Khair is Murad Shah, "O Murad, you know, your part of the fairs, of the blessings is not by me, is not with me. Your part is in your native land. There is in the city of Nagaur, in your native land, India, there is a big waliullah, there is a big saint, and his name is Sayyid Mithe Shah rahmatullah alayhi. You have to go to him, sit in his sohbah, because Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has written that your fairs, your blessing of tariqah, your blessing of the spiritual excellence, this blessing Allah will give you, but He will give you through Sayyid Mitthe Shah rahmatullah alayh. So you should go and sit in his company, sit in his sohbah and become his disciple and his murid. So Sayyid Murad Shah rahmatullah alayh, he travelled back to his native land, India, and there he met Sayyid Murad Shah in Nagaur, India, in the city of Nagaur, and he became his disciple, and he spent time in the sohbah of this great Sufi saint, Sayyid Mitthe Shah rahmatullah alayh. Inshallah Aziz, dear viewers, we are going to a short break. After this break, inshallah, we are going to discuss the teachings of this great Sufi saint, Shaykh Abul Khair Lakh Hazari rahmatullahi ta'ala alayh. Stay with us.